If you want to be a full-time entrepreneur who is thriving and very successful, six figures and beyond, and really living the life that you dream of, desire, and deserve, you will have to shift your mindset. Mindset is so important. It really and truly is critical to our success because, being an entrepreneur is not just about strategies, although strategies do matter. It's about the way you think. So mindset matters more. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 very important must-have mindset shifts that you absolutely need and cannot do without in order to be successful and thrive in your business full time. Okay, now the first shift that I give you will be very important and will actually set the tone for this video. However, it's the third shift that most tend to say, it's like the secret, so to speak, to, the secret sauce to success in entrepreneurship. But really and truly, in my personal and professional opinion, with my experience of being in business, in this particular business for the last nearly decade, 9 years to be exact, I can tell you for sure, these 3 mindsets combined have really changed the dynamics of my business and really transform my life. This third shift is going to be the most powerful, so you'll want to stick around until the end. Now, let's get into it. The first mindset shift is going to be how to shift your mindset from employee to employer. So if you are a woman entrepreneur, but someone who has been working in the corporate arena for a very long time, when you work a 9 to 5, it's very different how we think. It is very different how we're trained to think, how we are convinced to believe that this is the way it is and this is the way it has to be, because there are so many, red tape, bureaucracies, office politics, right? All of the rigid rules and such. And different cultures or different organizations have, different cultures. And so they set the tone for what they want their culture, their organization to be. But corporate as a whole, like the entire arena in the realm of that space, okay, it really and truly is that they make you believe or think that you need a sense of validation in order to do anything, to make any moves, to have any great ideas. When I was working in the corporate space, for example, I was really conditioned for waiting for direction from my superiors, right? My bosses, the upper management, the powers that be, leadership. And this is when I was a frontline worker, okay? So I worked 30 years in corporate America, 25 years in healthcare as a registered nurse, as a clinician, and 20 plus years in leadership. And I can tell you that when I did get to leadership, there were a lot of battles in the boardroom. But before I did, and when I was just an independent contributor and a frontline worker, employee, like you might be, you will find that before you can actually take action, you typically have to ask permission. So when you are an entrepreneur, the shift is, I create my own opportunities and I make my decisions independently and confidently, and I don't need validation or permission from anyone. That's the difference, okay? Now, I can tell you in business ownership and entrepreneurship, you don't have a boss to go to, because guess what? You are the boss. You are it. You are the CEO of your business, your brand, and your life. And as such, you are expected to make your own decisions independently and confidently. No one is coming to tell you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it, how to do it, and nothing else. Nobody is coming to give you permission for anything. You have to make bold moves and trust your instinct and know that whatever move you make, yes, you'll make mistakes. Yes, you will fail. Yes, you will learn, okay, from those failures. But you still have to be okay with accepting that you are the boss and you got into business for that reason, for the opportunity, right, to serve, to impact your community, the clients you were called to serve. You want to honor that calling, but you're also an influential leader, right? You're also here to make an impact and as a result, a big income. So in order to do that, you're going to have to make bold moves, strategic moves, but you're going to have to think about things differently. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. And even if you're around other entrepreneurs and business owners, they will give you some ideas. They might share with you some things that work for them. They might, give you some mindset shifts that work for them and some strategies and that sort of thing. However, at the end of the day, the ultimate decision is yours to make. Okay, so you can hear a lot of people talking to you and giving you advice and sharing some insights with you. But you will have to be empowered to make your own decision. Okay, so that's number one. And really the biggest takeaway from that is that I want you to stop waiting for permission, because even if you are transitioning from your corporate careers and you're into the business world and you're still learning this arena, or you're somewhere, maybe you have left the corporate arena and now you're working as a full-time entrepreneur, but you still are stuck in that employee mindset, shift your thoughts to knowing that the decision is yours to make, because you're no longer working for someone. You are working for yourself and for the clients who are depending on you. And as you are growing your company, your empire, you have to think of yourself as a legacy leader. Okay? Take action, learn as you go, and be okay with trusting yourself, period, point blank. So again, how to shift from an employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset is golden. Okay? Now, before we get to the next mindset shift, which is going to be number 2, let me know if you're getting value from this video. I would love to know what your thoughts are. I mean, that right there was really, really a big deal, right? Because you know it, just like I know it. It's a hard mindset to break out of at first, because we have that kind of clock in and out mindset. We're being micromanaged, we're being told what to do. We're being, we need the validation first before we make moves, but we have intuitively really great ideas that we really can't put into effect until we do our own thing. Let me know what hit home with you, what resonated, what was that aha moment with that first mindset shift, because that was really powerful. But guess what? Number 2 will be equally as powerful. So are you listening? Are you taking notes? Drop me some comments below and let me know if you love this content so far and you're getting value from this video. Do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode, okay? And give me a thumbs up, because that's like a little wink and a little fist bump to let me know that we eye to eye right here, okay? Number 2, overcoming doubt and fear. Overcoming self-doubt in business. Boy, oh boy, this is a huge one. This is big, big, big. This is where imposter syndrome plays a part. And I can remember as I go back to feeling like, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? Or what if I do succeed, right? When you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, you have to shift that mindset to thinking, what if I actually succeed? What if this actually works? And not so much like all of the negative what ifs, because we can get so caught up in that. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to feel like, I have never done this before, and what if people find out I'm a fraud? Like, what if, that's that imposter syndrome, right? It makes you feel like you don't know what you're doing, but guess what, darling? What you've been doing, what you're an expert at, what you're an industry leader in, what you know well, what you have done for the longest in corporate America, you transfer it to what you're doing here in business. So if you were good enough for them as in corporate America, your employer, to hire you for the skill set you have, for the talents that you bring, right? For the God-given gifts that you have, for everything that you've learned throughout your corporate career. If you came with that, if your resume, your curriculum vitae speaks volumes to what you know and what you've done and how well you do it and what level of expertise you have and what you're bringing to the table. And that's why they hired you, because they felt that, or they, strongly considered that you would be a very good asset to the company, to their organization, to their department. What makes you think you're not good enough for you and your own business? Do you see what I'm saying? You see how it's like our mind is so twisted? When I first started my coaching business, I had so much self-doubt. It was so crazy because I was the most confident person in corporate America. Not initially in my early years, but again, I was in corporate America for 30 long years. And during that tenure of my career, I gained so much confidence to the point that I was a really great leader with a lot of great qualities. Okay. Work ethic, not a problem. I had gained so much by then. I had a very well-versed, diverse background, right? Broad, extensive. I'd done a lot in the years that I'd spent in corporate. And so when I got into leadership and I did leadership roles for 20 years, I was the ish, okay? You can tell me nothing. But for some reason, I didn't necessarily bring that same attitude, even though I brought the same work ethic and the same experience and the same level of expertise. I kept thinking, what if people that I want to work with, when I put my message out there, don't believe in the message that I'm putting out there? What if I put myself out there and I make a fool of myself? What if I, put myself out there and nobody buys from me because they don't believe in me? What if I'm setting my prices too high or too low and they realize I don't know what I'm doing? What if, I'm not good enough to do this work because I don't know enough yet? What if people realize that I'm only a few steps beyond them, ahead of them? What if I'm not milestones ahead, like light years ahead, and people are going to look at me and realize I know as much as you do, right? Or, you convince yourself that you don't know enough when the truth is you know plenty. You only need to be a few steps ahead. You only need to be a few milestones ahead. You only need to have a certain level of success past the person who is aspiring to be where you are. You know what I mean? You don't need to, we're looking for this whole big shebang. We have to give them the whole, enchilada, the whole kit and caboodle. We think that we need to know a lot more than we actually already do. And you would be surprised the things that people will pay you for based on what you know so far, right? So you don't have to have made it to the level of success you're ultimately reaching, that you're ultimately striving to achieve. You don't need to be there yet. Along your journey, you just are pulling people along who are just a few steps behind you, right? So just think about it in that regard. Fear is a good thing because it can fuel you forward. But if you allow it, it can keep you hindered, right, from making progress. It will leave you behind. It will leave you in the dust. It will be like, pew, bye, I'm out of here. You're too fearful for me. You've got to walk in faith over fear. You've got to believe in yourself like nobody else's business. You've got to know without a shadow of a doubt that even through fear, you can do this, that you've got what it takes. People before you have already shown you it is possible, and you don't need to doubt yourself because you know that they are not necessarily smarter than you, more intelligent. They're not better than you. They may have more strategies than you. They may have been in the right rooms. They may be more structured, more well organized. They may very well be more of a smarter person, but it doesn't necessarily mean that because of that, you can't do it too. Because you are your own genius. You are just as smart in your own right. You have what it takes already, and you are enough just as you are. So you cannot allow the what if factor to stop you from winning in this season or any other, okay? So I had to flip the script on myself and be like, girl, what are you talking about? Do you remember you? Do you know who you are? Have you met you? Okay. If these people don't know already, they gonna learn today. Okay. And the voice, my best Kevin Hart reenactment. You gonna learn today. Get to know me. I am a whole entire vibe. Okay. And you have to do that kind of positive self-talk to reaffirm these, to get rid of these negative thoughts and these negative what ifs and be like, girl, you are the ish up in here. They gonna love you. Okay. So that is what I want you to do. When I stop talking about, well, what if I'm, not good enough? And what if they think I'm a fraud? And what if I'm teaching them things that I don't really know yet? And what if, they start asking me questions and I don't really know how to answer? And what if, well, that's problem number one. We need to focus on the things we do know, because that's where imposter syndrome plays a bigger part, is when you are teaching something that you haven't yet achieved. Let's focus on what we've achieved. And that is the thing we teach others how to do, not what we have not yet achieved. You understand what I'm saying? Let's focus on what we know right here and now. And as we learn and grow, then we can reach back or start teaching these people that we've worked with, or new people who end up working with us, how to do that thing. But if you haven't learned how to make $1 million yet, or a multi-million-dollar business, or you haven't learned how to scale your business, or you haven't yet left corporate America, then listen, we can't be teaching people those things. Now, we also can't be teaching just what we've heard other people say, what we've watched on another podcast, what we've learned from reading a book. We have to have lived experience, right? So focus on what it is you do know, what you're great at, and then imposter syndrome will be poof, gone. Okay? So overcoming fear and self-doubt is a biggie. That's number 2. I wanted to go in hard on this one because imposter syndrome is a big deal. It steals the joy of many, and it makes many women like yourself, with a beautiful, brilliant mind and your bold ideas and your innovative ways, it makes you stop and think, I can't do this. And yes, you can. Girl, yes, you can. If I can do it, so can you. So flip the script, and the key takeaway is it's normal to be fearful, to have fear, but reframe your mindset into the what ifs in a positive way, and flip the script on yourself like I did, like the examples I just gave. I'm sure you can figure out other things to say to yourself that's just as positive. And make sure that you are trusting your instincts and believing in yourself. And even through fear, that's okay. Do the thing anyway, okay? It will make you stronger when you can get around that, and more importantly, walk in faith. All right? Now, again, if you're getting value from this, be sure to subscribe. We're going to get into number 3. Can you guess what it is? Drum roll. Okay. And something else quickly I wanted to say about number 2 is just make sure that, when you do these things, you're going to invite the right people into your space because of the energy you're putting out there. That's something I need you to really hear me on, and I want you to type in the comments what you think number 3 is while I'm saying this to you. But I don't want this to be missed. I would be remiss to not share this with you. You want to be a magnet for the kind of people you want to attract, and you do that by showing up confidently, even when you're fearful, okay? Even when you're afraid, even when you're scared. And you do the thing anyways, because then you're leading by example, and you'll be surprised as you're thinking new thoughts and you're shifting your mind, how so many more people will be attracted to you. They might not even know why, but they'll see your level of confidence and they'll want some of that. That's something that I really wanted to say to now. If you haven't guessed number 3 yet, number 3 is the secret to staying consistent even when times get hard. When the going get tough, when the goings get tough, it's a goings or going. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Girl, why do I even try with these cliches? I always mess them up. Okay, I should just really stay in my lane. But you know what I'm talking about. Now, times will get hard. Times will get tough, right? And you will, again, have that negative self-chatter that comes up in your mind. I call them the dialogue demons. Oh, they know how to get you. They know where to capture you when it's right here. The old mindset says, I will be consistent when I feel motivated. Are you familiar with that old mindset? Because we need to dump that. We need to put that in the trash. Because the new mindset of an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, okay, says, oh no, I'm staying consistent because I'm committed to my transformation. I'm staying consistent no matter that it's hard or not. I'm staying consistent because I know what it takes to win. I'm staying consistent because I am a legacy leader and I'm going to transform my life. I am going to change the trajectory of my life and my bloodline. I am going to do what I need to because I have people who depend on me, who look up to me. I'm going to do this because I have clients to serve. I am going to stay consistent anyways because I know what I have to do, what I have to do in order to get to the level of success I am striving to achieve, period, point blank, and nobody and nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to stay consistent because I am a disciplined person. I am determined and I am deliberate to achieve all that I dream of, desire, and deserve. I am going to stay consistent because I am an entrepreneur. I'm a business-minded person. And as such, in order to win, in order to be successful, to reach unimaginable heights and to look back at my life and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is my life. In order to do that, I got to kick that old mindset to the curb. Okay? Is that a good enough reason? Are those good enough reasons for you? And so here's a real example I want to give you. Thinking back on one of my biggest challenges that I was faced with, some of the biggest struggles I've had as an entrepreneur, I would say was staying consistent. And it wasn't because I didn't know I should stay consistent and that I needed to stay consistent. It was because there were so many distractions getting in the way. Life was lifing, right? Ebbs and flows of business and life. Every time I tried to stay consistent, I had valid reasons not to be able to stay consistent because there was always something going on over here and with so-and-so and with such and such and with my job and with my, something in business going on or something in life going on, something with my health that came up, some unforeseen circumstance. So it is easy when you have valid reasons and then you become the chief excuses officer as to why you can't stay consistent, right? But we want to be the chief executive officer, the chief experience officer, right? We want to make sure that we really and truly are being the CEO of our business, our brand, and our lives. And the only way to do that is to stay consistent in a way that moves the needle. And so I had to remind myself that sometimes you're going to have slow months. You're going to have dry seasons. You're going to have low engagements on social media. You're going to have low engagements in your group. You're going to have, you're going to have people, you're going to have a lot of rejections. You're going to feel unmotivated and uninspired at times. You're going to feel like, all of these things are going on and all you want to do is pull back. You don't feel like you have the wherewithal, the stamina, the bandwidth to just keep going because you're constantly having an uphill battle. But I'm here to tell you that when you can remind yourself like I did that, motivation is fleeting. And so commitment is the thing that gets results. Okay. If you remind yourself of that and stay committed and connected to your why, that will keep you grounded and that will keep you remembering why you're doing what you're doing. I don't care how tired you are, how exhausted and depleted and defeated and deflated you feel. I don't care how, sad and depressed you might get. I don't care what anxiety comes up for you. Whatever the case may be, once you deal with those emotions, what you will remember is your why. And when you remember your why, even when you feel deep down, dark, in a dark place and in the dumps, that why will pull you out of it. Trust and believe me, I have done it time and time and time and time again. It has brought me to tears because I was joyful knowing that of the reasons I'm doing this, be it for your family, your legacy that you are building, the generational wealth that you are creating, the generational cycles of struggle that you're getting away from, right? The generational cycle of just all of the curses, the generational curses. That's what I was trying to think of. Those things will require you to have a deepening of your why. So why for you? Why are you doing this? You have to know that right out the gate. It may change over time, but it really, or, you may add to it, what might have started off as your why might, shifted a little bit, but you still nonetheless should have a strong why. Let that be the reason that gets you up. let that be the reason that brings you joy. Let that thought alone be what keeps you envisioning what your life could potentially look like if you keep getting up, showing off, showing out for yourself, for your family, for God who brought you through some tough times. You know you've gotten through some very tough times before. And if you've gotten through that, what makes you think you can't get through this? So your why will be the thing that propels you forward and keeps you consistent. And I know sometimes it sounds easier said than, or is easier said than done. Or is that, God, why am I not? Why it feels, let me say it this way, because I just messed that all the way up, okay? Sometimes it is easier said than done, especially when it feels really hard. And for me, it has always felt really hard when I have been in a funk about some part of my life that was going wrong, that was awry, that was in dismay, some chaotic whatever, some drama, right? Especially when I was going through what I call the dreaded D's, which I shared that story on another video, so I won't go into that. But in 2020, I experienced a lot. And at that time, if I were going to give up and not be consistent, that would have been the time. And so when I shifted my mindset to stop thinking like, I don't know, like, what do I want to say? I want to give you a real life example. It's like this. It's like, you know how it feels when you want to go to the gym, or you don't really want to go, right? But you know you should, because your goals are to be healthy, to look healthy, to live long, to preserve your life as long as possible, to be healthy, to be happy, right? To feel whole and complete. And so you know what going to the gym will do for you. It will give you more energy. It will help you shed those pounds. It will make you feel sexy again and confident. It will make you feel like you can get in that sexy dress or outfit again, that bathing suit, right? And have that bathing suit body. It will make you feel really good about yourself. You will walk with confidence with your head up and all of that. But when you don't show up, you know what the long and short term benefits will be. But when you do show up, despite that you don't want to, you know you're going to reap immeasurable benefits, even when it's hard to get up every single day and go to the gym. You know what it's going to feel like inside, that you kept that commitment to yourself and you stayed consistent. So that's one example, right? And so I had to start scheduling things in that were important to me. Everything went on my calendar when I knew how important it was to me. And people would say, you even schedule date nights, you schedule time with your family, you schedule fun time with your family and, you know, soulful Sundays and that sort of thing. You schedule in me time. What? Yes. Even if that sounds clinical. Why? Because anytime you have something or someone who is important to you in your life, you will find time for them or for it. And when I realized that and I made that shift, that is when I started to calendar in everything. I don't have my phone with me right now. I usually have it beside me, my other phone. But if I did, I would show you exactly what my schedule. It may seem full. I actually keep a spacious calendar, you know, because I don't believe in a cluttered calendar. But what is on there, the things and the people that are important to me, and they come first. That's my priority. And I am my priority. I believe in prioritizing my health, healing, and happiness, right? My self-care. It is what I teach you to do, women that I work with, right? And so I have to practice what I preach and what I teach. I cannot be a hypocrite to my own philosophies. So yes, I schedule it all in. And here's the thing. If you want to be $1 million brand, you have to already be thinking like $1 million brand. You have to already adopt the mindset of $1 million CEO. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's what $1 million CEOs and wealthy CEOs do to take control of their business and their lives. So the key takeaway here really is you've got to show up even when you don't feel like it, with the understanding that you are going to be the one who benefits from it in the short run, in the short term, and in the long term. Okay? Short run and the long run. You're doing this essentially for you, but you're also doing it for the people who are looking up to you and who believe in you, who are cheering you on. And you yourself have to be, along with your family and your friends and your, the people who really believe in you, you too have to be your biggest cheerleader and your biggest fan and your loudest cheerleader. Okay, you have to rah yourself all the way through this entrepreneurial journey and your life journey in order to reach the level of success that you are working so hard for. And really, at this age and at this stage and phase of your life, you really can do it in a way where you are embracing ease. Okay, so I truly believe in you. I need you to believe in you. And those are the 3 shifts you need to make in order to be a thriving business owner, and adopt the entrepreneur mindset. Okay. And I can help you do exactly that and seamlessly transition out of your career if it is no longer serving you for whatever reason. Okay. And especially if it is a toxic job or hostile work environment, we especially want to get you out of there soon and very soon. So let's plan for your success this year and beyond. Let's not just have a business that is barely surviving, but that is actually thriving. Okay. Grab my quick start guide, which you can click the link in the description below. I will also pin it in the comments so you can get to it easy. And if you would like to get on a call with me to see how we can, deal with your specific situation and map out a custom plan just for you, I am happy to do that as well. I do hope this video has been valuable for you. And if it has, again, subscribe, share this out with at least 3 people you know, and 3 entrepreneurs for sure. Okay. Your entrepreneur entourage, your biz besties, somebody, anybody, everybody who will get the benefit and the value from this video just like you did. Thank you so much. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to watch the next video that YouTube recommends. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.